you to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt ring.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day.
This is Colm McGuigan for IFL TV. Delighted to be joined by Bam Rodriguez in Orlando. Jesse, how are you feeling after the layoff that you've had, the injury you've had? How's things?
I mean, my jaw's fine. I've been getting rest, throughout my whole body. So I feel like I really needed this rest. And when camp starts, I'll be fully prepared to 100% boxing, physically, mentally.
When does camp start for you with such a long kind of layoff? Not something that you're probably used to?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I have had a long layoff. The most I've had was like 11 months. So right now, by the time I fight, it'll be like 8, 9. It's no different. I've been through this before, and in that fight, I felt a lot better getting that rest. So I'll be ready.
In terms of a fight like this, you said to Eddie Hearn there that you don't turn down fights, and that has to be applauded by the fans. You want to fight the best. You want to cement your legacy in the sport. Do you feel that a win against Sonny Edwards in Arizona on December 16th cements Bam Rodriguez's legacy as one of the top players in the division?
Yeah, of course, I've never said no to any fight. This was no different. I took it right away. And beating Sonny Edwards will, put me up there with the lighter weight classes legend. So I'm ready. I'm ready December 16th.
You're so cool, calm and collected. It's something that whenever we're in the media, we look at you and you never really are fazed by any comments.
Yeah.
Did you come into this today kind of thinking that Sonny Edwards might try and ruffle your feathers a bit?
Of course, I came in, thinking he was going to talk a lot, try to get in my head, push me around a little bit. So, I was ready for that, but he came in pretty chill. So, I mean, that works too. Either way, I was ready for whatever he brought to the table.
If he did bring to the table maybe a bit of trash talking today, do you believe that you would have bit back to him, or are you too cool, calm and collected for that you wouldn't have engaged?
Nah, I would have just stayed who I am. This is who I am. Like you said, cool, calm, collected. This would have been no different if you were to come and, talk trash. But, it works out for the best.
He had a few pops at you in there about the fact that your team requested your name first, the ring size. Why does the ring size matter to you? Do you believe that it gives you more of an advantage, obviously, having that smaller ring size?
To be honest, I didn't even know about any of that. I don't speak on that. I let my team deal with that. So it was no different to me. I'll fight him in whatever ring.
He said up there that he believes that this is the start of something special between you both, that you'll meet a few times. He's told me there's no rematch clause in this fight. If you were to be victorious, would you then maybe look at a rematch, or have you got your eyes set on other things?
Depending on how the fight goes, it's hard to tell if it's a close fight. And of course, I would offer him the rematch. So it just really depends on how the fight plays out. But as of right now, December 16th, I know I'm gonna win, and just tune in.
When you look at Sonny Edwards and you looked in his eyes there, what did you see when you were staring him down? Because it was quite an intense face-off.
I mean, just another face-off, nothing different. I don't really pick up anything when I look in a fighter's eyes. I just play the part, face off.
When we think about this fight and the two styles coming together, what weaknesses do you see in his game that you'll be able to exploit in December?
I know he likes to stay in the pocket, a bit too long, or get on the ropes a little too long. And I feel like if he does that with me, then the fight can be over in a second. So I know he's going to capitalize on that, fix his mistakes. He probably won't fight me the same way, but when we go back to camp, start training camp, we're going to work on things that can, open up more weaknesses.
He spoke about on stage the fact that maybe some of his opponents you would have struggled with. I then asked him about that, and he believed that Ocampos you would have struggled with, and a couple others he mentioned, Muradi I believe, and someone else. Do you have any opponents of yours that you think Sonny would have struggled against?
Honestly, I don't even know. It's hard to tell. Styles make fights, so I'm not going to say anything on that. I'm focused on December 16th. Sonny Edwards is my opponent, so that's what I'm focused on.
Well, Jesse, I'll let you go after this one. Give me a prediction for December 16th. How do you see this playing out?
It's going to be a difficult fight at first, but once I take over, break him down, then that's a wrap, and I'm going to come out with my hand raised.
Well, Jesse Rodriguez, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
You to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilty.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day,